Welcome back, everyone, to Myth Machine and World in Flames 5th edition with Days of Decision 3 in July and August of 1939. Last turn ended any lingering pretense that Europe might yet step back from the brink. Germany struck at Poland with all the violence and speed the world had feared. Yet the campaign did not end in a single blow. Warsaw still stands. The Polish army has been battered, disrupted, crushed in the field, but a remnant is still there in Warsaw, holding up against the onslaught. In the west, France has answered at once, crossing into Germany and taking Saarbrücken before exhaustion and German reinforcements forced the front into a bitter pause. So now the war has begun, but not neatly and not entirely on Germany's terms. Britain remains in an uneasy position, watching the first battles of the European front from just beyond the line. The United States is still struggling to accelerate its preparations. Italy waits, Russia waits, Japan continues its war in China. And all the while, the machinery of industry and diplomacy keeps grinding forward behind the armies already in the field. As always, we begin with political affairs. Formal declarations must be made. Powers that hesitated may find hesitations harder to justify now. Some governments will try to catch up with the war. Others will try to profit from it. And somewhere beneath all the speeches and communiques lies the fact that men are already dying, while diplomats are still arranging paperwork. Shall we begin? Quick overview for those of you who are curious about the front lines. As I mentioned, France has Saarbrücken. Germany has almost all of Poland except Warsaw, and now the Air Force is in play. The Soviets are lining the border, but the forces they have available are way too few to come to Poland's rescue should they want to. And in East Asia, there's still plenty of Soviet forces along the Manchurian border. Not so many Japanese forces, and this is of course because Japan and the Soviet Union have signed the non-aggression pact. So there is no immediate risk for Soviet invasion in Manchuria at the moment. Meanwhile, the Japanese pushed forward here across the northern Chinese plains towards the mountains. They haven't taken all the plains yet, but quite a substantial chunk. And have been stopped for the moment a bit from just east of Kunming up to Changsha and Xi'an. We'll see if they can break out of there. For now, that is where the forces have dug in. It is July and August 1939, and I should therefore move the turn marker accordingly. I don't know why I don't do that at the end of the turn, but there we are. July, August, here we go. And let's turn to politics. Political affairs. As always, I have already prepared the various bids. Germany bids. This is, as always, they're blind bids. Germany bids 5 points, gets a total of 9. France bids 7 points, gets a total of 8. Both of these have to play a declaration of war this political turn, or as their next option, because of the events of last turn. The United States is bidding 5, plus 2 is also 7. We'll go after France because of political efficiency. Italy is bidding 4, plus 1 is 5. Puts them behind the US. The Commonwealth is bidding 1, plus 3, that's a 4 in total. Soviets are bidding 1, plus 3, that's also a 4. They will go behind the Commonwealth because of political efficiency. The Japanese are bidding 1. That's going to get them 3 in total. And China bids 1, which gives them 1 in total. Everybody bids something because there's no reason not to. So, this is the turn. And Germany, of course, has to play a declaration of war on Poland. So, we will pick 5 money out of... because Germany doesn't have any bid points at all. 5 money out of this... of the revenue stream, and as well the declaration of war on Poland costs another 3. This will increase US entry. So 1, 2, 3. So now we have a situation of Germany in the deficit. Though how important that will be for the continuing war effort is anyone's guess. Let's have a look at some effects here, political and so on. It is war, we say, and it is 1939, so it's going to be 6 points, and I'm going to add even more from the war chart. It is a war against Poland in 1939. That's 9 points, so 15. That's actually 16 points in total because the president has vetoed the Neutrality Act. So, we are going to have a base US entry of 63 against Germany now. Let's consult the US entry situation. So, as always, to be able to enter the war, the United States needs an effective, not base, an effective US entry of 81. And that is not the case at the moment. It is now, but it does have a 14 now, which is quite the leap up. So clearly US Congress takes note, is alarmed. There will be speeches and discussions in Congress, particularly in the Senate, because that's where foreign affairs are dealt with. Regarding this, special sessions called, no doubt. A committee perhaps formed on the security of Europe. Alright, let's have a look. Austria doesn't exist anymore. The Baltic states technically exist. They are... Okay, so that would be -2 there. And +1 there, so it would be a -1 in total. That's a -1 in total. Do we have any -1s around? There. Oh, I think I've already... because I have -10 there. Or have I? Maybe not. Anyway, let's put the markers down. I don't think I have done that. Okay, anyway, let's go. Belgium -2. Nothing extra here. Nope. Belgium doesn't care too much about Poland, apparently. -2 to Belgium. Kind of looks like I've done this exercise already. I don't remember if I'd done this exercise already before, but anyway. -4 to Belgium it is. There we go. We have Bulgaria +1. Poland. Anything to Bulgaria? Nope. Oh, look at that. Some Polish troops that I had not put in the... Ah. You know what? I think I did this last turn. That's what I think. last time, because it's just too neatly aligned here with all the numbers, isn't it? What else did we have here? Poland, and so on. Oh, that's the treaty chart. Oh, am I looking at the wrong chart? Maybe that's what's going on. So Baltic states +1, Poland. Baltic states -4. Okay, so I haven't done this properly. Okay, so it's -3 to... I was looking at the wrong chart. My apologies, everyone. -3 to the Baltic states. Mystery solved. I was looking at the wrong chart. Political affairs, they're riveting. Belgium -2. Poland. Does that cause any reactions? Yes, it does. That's another -2. So Belgium actually a -4, and they already have a -2, so that's a -6 in total. Maybe not entirely surprising that Belgium reacts very poorly to a declaration of war, because they have been through the whole East-West fighting thing before. Poland didn't exist in 1914, but fighting on Polish territory, where Polish people lived, certainly existed. Bulgaria +1. Poland. Bulgaria. Poland. That's a +1. Look at that. So that is in fact a +2 to Bulgaria. We like that. We like that a lot. So it's going to be a +3 to Bulgaria now. That's something we might want to activate. I think Bulgaria is in the neutral sphere, isn't it? Yeah. +3 is enough to get it to move towards the Axis camp, so that is definitely worthwhile looking at. Now, Czechoslovakia doesn't exist. Finland +1. The declaration of war against Poland does what against Finland? +2. Also a -1 to Denmark first. Okay then. Denmark already has a -3 to Germany. That's going to be a -4 then in total. Denmark is definitely going to come out in favor of the Allies here very rapidly. And Germany might have to do something about that. Which I'm sure is going to be fairly easy, because look at them. Declaring war on Poland. Finland +2, Finland +1, that's +3 in total, and it already had 2. Look at that, +5 to Finland now. That's another very important minor country for Germany to get into its orbit. Hungary a +2. And another +2 here. That's +4 in total. And they're already sitting 6. So that's going to be a +10 in total. I'm just going to add another +4 because we don't have 10s here, I don't think. Yeah, it's 1 to 9. So Hungary is absolutely locked in to Germany now. They just don't know it yet, or the world doesn't know it yet. Netherlands is a -1. And attack on Poland does what to the Netherlands? Ireland, nothing. Iraq, nothing. Netherlands -1, so it's -2 in total. Much like in the case of Belgium, they're not very happy here. It's going to be a -4, much like with Denmark, which means that Netherlands can move decisively towards the Allies as well. There's a lot of movement going to have, potential movement here. Norway -1, declaration of war. Yeah, that's a -2 again. And Norway already had a -2. So that will also be a -4. Poland a -2 and -9 as well. So yeah, that is -11 to Poland. It's just stacks and stacks of minuses here. So it's -10 already. And now it's another -11. So Poland has like what? 18 or something. Just all the minuses. Do we have a 2 somewhere? No -2 anywhere? Nope, apparently not. It's almost the Polish are a bit upset about being invaded or something. Who would have guessed? -2 to who? Romania. Poland, Romania, -3 in total. We want to keep Romania in the orbit, in the German orbit, but that is harder to do than some people might expect. Because Romania does not appreciate the war. This can move Romania decisively away from the Axis orbit. Okay, we have Sweden at a -1. Siam, Spain doesn't care. Sweden -2, so that's another -3. Sweden was at a -nothing right now, so it's going to be at a -3 in total, which is also very bad, because that can move Sweden out of the neutral zone. It's already been moved out of the neutral zone. Okay. Turkey +1. Turkey +1. That is +2. Very well then. I'll make that one. Put it here in Ankara and flip it over. So we have +2 to Turkey. That is rather good news. Turkey can get closer and closer. And then we have Yugoslavia. It's a -2 there, and it's a -1 there, so it's -3 in total. And they already are at a -1, so we're gonna have a -4 here in Yugoslavia. I have a feeling that someone will have to do something about Yugoslavia before long. Alright, we have done all that. Now Germany is going to activate a minor country, and the question is which minor country? Bulgaria is very tempting. Finland is very tempting. Turkey is all very tempting. Finland has not moved out of the century yet. So that's not unimportant. Bulgaria is right here. I think we're going to start with Bulgaria, honestly, because... Wait. Can Italy control Finland? No. But they can control Bulgaria. Okay, let's be optimistic. Hope that Italy gets to play something. Let them activate Bulgaria. Well, we activate Finland, 5 points. Because that delivers Finland from the center, 3 and 2. I think they can stack with the Irish, right? Yeah. So Finland is 1 step away from entering the Axis camp when all is said and done. Germany. Dateline from Berlin. Germany formalizes war with Poland after border fighting erupts into full campaign. The German government has formally declared war on Poland, transforming what Berlin had described as a limited border conflict into an openly acknowledged campaign. German officials continue to insist that the Reich acted in response to Polish provocations on alleged incursions, though such claims have been met with deep skepticism abroad. The declaration comes after Germany's armies had already crossed the frontier in force, launching major attacks towards Warsaw and along the central Polish plain. What was initially presented as a defensive necessity has now become undeniable. Europe is once again at war. For Berlin, the move is intended to regularize a conflict already well underway. For the rest of the continent, it is another confirmation that the crisis of 1939 has passed beyond diplomacy and into armed reckoning. And now we will roll to see if the turn ends. The political affairs turn ends. I think Germany would be pleased with that. I don't think anybody else would be pleased with that. That was not the roll. I just put the die down there. It's a 1 or a 2. And we're rolling a 7. It does not end. Which means that France goes next. And France bid 7 points to get to act. And France had 7 points, so it's down to 0 now. And France will declare war on Germany. So now the declaration of war had to be done because France was declaring a reactive war last turn. That is going to cost them 6 points, 6 money for the declaration. So French money will be down at -5. It is going to require some US entry. Let's go. It's going to be 1939. That's -7. And declaring war on Germany in 1939. That is 11. So it's a total of... That should be plus, right? Because of the rules we're running with. So that's going to be 11 plus 7 is 18. 19 in total for France. And France, so far, had 19 in total in base US entry. So France has now doubled its effect on world politics. We are going in here. So it was 19, it's now 38. And the effect will be that effective US entry is down to a 4 against Germany. -24 against Italy. And +14 against Japan. And that is that effect. In other words, it seems like the Europeans can handle themselves fairly well, though the US is still alert and aware of what is going on. Let's go. It's Guerre. Austria doesn't exist. Belgium has a -2. Austria +1 doesn't exist. -2 to the Baltic states. How should we ever survive? A -2 to the Baltic states. There we go. And +1 to Belgium, -2 to Belgium. So that's a -1 to Belgium in total. And France has no markers in there, so it's going to be a brand new French marker. Which is at a -1. Belgium does not like this particularly. No doubt because they know what happened last time, right? We have... What else? Declaring war on Germany. Nothing on Bulgaria. +2 to Czechoslovakia doesn't matter because Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore. Iraq +1. Okay. We get there. Denmark -1. Ah. Don't know why it jumps like that sometimes, but it does. -2 to Finland. -2 to Finland. Finland does not appreciate the French aggression against Germany, even though France is an ally of Poland's. -1 to Greece. -1 to Greece it is. -2 to Hungary. -2 to Hungary it is. Oh, look at that. There's already a -1 there. So we're going to have a -3 in total. As if Hungary wasn't locked in enough already. Iraq a +1. And it already has a +1, so now it's going to be a +2. That is a good thing. I don't know if Iraq is close enough to get out of the neutral circle yet. We'll have to have a look at that. Netherlands -2. -2. So that's -4 in total. And it was already -2. So it's going to be -6 in total to the Netherlands. The Dutch are furious, and more furious with the French than they are with the Germans at this point. I'm sure Germany can use that later on. Somehow, maybe. Or it might not even matter. Okay, do Netherlands. Norway a -1. All these little touches will make Norway go somewhere. Germany, Norway, Poland a +2. Poland a +2. And Poland already had a +2, so it's now a +4. That Poland will end up in the French lap is probably not very hard to suss out. On the other hand, Poland is going to die very soon, very likely, so, you know. Declaring war on... There we go. Norway, Poland +2. Portugal +1. There is, in fact, no bonuses here yet, so here we go. French +1 there. Portugal cautiously reacting. Not sure why they are in favor of this, but they are allies with the Commonwealth. Germany, Poland +2. Oh, didn't I just do that? I think I just did that. Poland, Portugal, yeah. Portugal, no, Germany, there. Portugal doesn't care. Romania -2. Romania +1. So it's going to be a -1 in total. Wait, what is it? Germany -2. +1, yeah. Siam -1. Yeah, Siam doesn't care much about this, so they're gonna get that -1, and that's gonna be it. It does concern Siam because Siam is neighbor with French Indochina. What else did we have? Spain a -1. And Spain a +1, so nothing. Turkey a -1. Sweden -1 first. Light reactions from a variety of countries. Not as strong as to Germany. Still, every little bit counts. Sweden -1, nothing there. Turkey -1. Turkey -1, so that's Turkey -2 in total. War in Europe is not appreciated. And then there's +1 to Yugoslavia there, and there's +1 there, so that's +3 to Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia, of course, being a French ally, there's already 1 there, so we're going to end up with a net of +4 to Yugoslavia. Who should France activate? We have Yugoslavia right down here. We do have enough pull to make Yugoslavia get closer to France, but only by the 1 step, because it's allied with the Soviet Union, and that requires 3 points to move it. Poland is way down over here, and it's not... I don't really see the point in aligning it or getting it closer to the allies at the moment. Romania might be a point, because -3 to... Oh, looky there. -3 to Germany. That is valuable indeed, because it could cut into the whole oil production. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's allied with France. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would move away from Germany, which could be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is in fact 3 points. And that also means that Germany now loses 4 Romanian resources temporarily, because I believe because the French, they're in the same ideological sphere now. And then a -1 to France, which won't do anything because it's allied to France. So I think that is a clutch move. Romania is now in the democratic sphere, and that is going to be bad for Germany. Absolutely. Those 4 resources are very valuable, let's just say. Okay, let's see what if this political turn ends or not. It ends on a 1, 2, or 3 now. That was not the roll. Here's the roll. Here we go. It ends. Okay, so the US once again does not get to do anything. I think the US is kicking and screaming right now. It bid 5 points, so it was down 2, and then 1, 2, 3. It will get 2 points back, of course. Some kind of ointment on the wounds. That has had the most rotten luck with getting anything done. Every time is just ended after 2 nations doing their thing. Italy bid... how many points was it? 4. So they will go down... So 6, and then they gain 3 because political efficiency, so they're just down net 1 point. For the others, the Commonwealth bid the 1 has 6 political efficiency. It will now bid the 1, and then it gains 6 points. So net +5. The USSR bid a single point, has a 4 political efficiency, net +3. 1, 2, 3. And then we had Japan bid the one. It has a 2 political efficiency, because Tojo isn't in charge yet, so it's +1 there. And that is the end of political affairs. Alright. 2 declarations of war, which had to be played. We're not surprised that they were played, but some other countries had things in mind that they didn't get to do. Because RNG is like that. Okay, we now have an Axis initiative. That is very clear, because that's a 6 on the initiative for the Axis, and it's a 5 for the Allies. Or for the... yeah, for all the others. Let's check out the weather, shall we? It's July and August, so it's probably going to be good. 2... oh, I should have done reinforcement, but anyway. May, June to July, August. Pretty much the same, though more attacks in China. Alright, let's go. July, August. We'll have no less than 3 Polish units coming back in, because they were shattered last turn. But where are they coming in, I wonder? I don't know if there is any particular place they can come in. There are no cities. Oh yeah, there is a city. Brest-Litovsk. Look at that. We can get the 5-3 and the 4-3 in there, and I guess so. Yeah, there we go. Did the Germans take Danzig? I don't remember. Because if they didn't take Danzig, I'm sure they did. So yeah, all the Polish reinforcements are in the east of the country. We will get some Japanese reinforcements, and by some, a lot. We'll have the Soryu and Hiryu, and the Nagato and Mutsu. Nagato and Mutsu. Some powerful reinforcements to the Japanese Navy. And 1 new infantry army for the army. Soryu, Hiryu, Nagato, Mutsu. How many transports do we have here? We have 2, so that's okay. Don't need more. Means that I can put a couple here in Nagoya. My political turns are sometimes so very short, and sometimes so very long. Okay, the Soviets get some new infantry, and I think we're going to place those in the west. How about in Odessa? Seems like a good place for it. At least one of them. The risk for war against Romania right now is pretty low, but I can put one in Minsk as well. The Chinese reinforcements are desperately awaited. China has traded land for time, and so far it seems to be paying off kinda. Kinda sorta. They'll need some more communist reinforcements, even though Chiang Kai-shek probably doesn't want to think about that. I think that is about it. I don't know about this forest takes in the long run. Might have to be given up. Though they won't have a chance to if Japan has anything to say about it. France gets tactical air, gets Béarn and contest. Italy gets a corps and another transport. Germany gets 2 infantry corps, Kesselring, and a tactical bomber. And we get some colonials for the Commonwealth. Also, a new aircraft carrier hull has been laid down. And we're going to have to start finishing that aircraft carrier in a few turns, but not right now. Also, the Americans are getting some destroyer hulls ready to be completed. That is the news in Europe and in the North Atlantic region, shall we say. Bjorn and Comtesse. And right now, the Baltic is actually open. There isn't a whole lot that the French Navy can do about the Baltic at the moment, though there might be reason to consider doing some things. The French tactical bombers are terrible. But they do exist. Oh, look at this. Here's an HQ that wasn't unflipped. Let's put the tactical bombers there, right in the front lines. And then we have Italians. Seems to me like we have almost all. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna put this transport in Trieste, so it's ready, and then I'm gonna put this infantry army in Taranto, so it's ready too. But remember, Italy is still neutral. Everything is fine. Italy is not involved in any wars right now. Alright, we have German reinforcements. And I have a feeling a lot of these reinforcements are going to come in Königsberg, actually. Maybe even all of them. Because that's 3 aircraft and 2 infantry corps and 1 HQ. All of it into Königsberg. Why not? Why not? Why not, indeed? All of it can actually be squeezed in there. So that makes sense to me. Alright, that is the setup of reinforcements. Let's go for the first impulse, and this is going to be a long turn, gentlemen and ladies and everyone else watching, because it's just going to go the one step between every impulse, between every side. Japan, as always, is doing a combined, because that's all we can do. An attack here is not ideal. 10, 18. We could get 23 against 11, which is 2 to 1. Ugh, not super good odds. Thinking about sending these guys up to Manchuria just for the garrison value. We don't even have a full front here. This is a pretty solid placement here. I think the best opportunity we have right now is south of Changsha. There's the 5-2 here. And we have some troops available around here. What is the weather like in the North Monsoon? North Monsoon is... Monsoon! Mud effects, etc., etc. Okay. That's if you're stepping into it, not if you're stepping out of it. So this guy could... Oh, it would have to go like that. Yeah, that makes sense. But I can move this one down here. That's one step. Let's see now. Step by step, we have naval action, naval movement phase. And we're definitely going to send the 7-4 overseas, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one naval move. I don't see any other particularly important naval move at the moment. Except maybe this ship here. 1, 2. I'll put it there so I can decide later if I want to put it somewhere. You know what? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because look at these guys. Marines. That might be useful for other purposes than China. Though I will submit that this lake is really annoying. Still, that's 2 naval moves. Bombardment, ground strike phase. Ground strike phase. There can only be 1 ground strike right now. 1, 2, 3. I can't reach it. 1, 2, 3. Can't reach down here. So we'll need to do a rebase. How many rebases can we do with aircraft on a Japanese combined? 2. Excellent. That fills me with joy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get what? Okay. If I put them there, will they have enough range for this entire? Look at that. But it's across a river. Yeah. And 1. Yeah, I don't think we need that flag anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 aircraft rebased. Strategic movement phase. Am I railing anything anywhere? I can rail this guy too. Or I can wait with that because the risk for war with the Soviets is very low right now, so I could instead send them to Taiwan or to, indeed, nope, not Canton. There is no city down here. Literally no city. Let's just make it easier on our eyes here. Wuhan. Wuhan is a city. I can send them to Wuhan. Let's go. Ning. That's the sound of trains going. So you know. Do you know now? That's the sound of trains going? It was a very train-like sound, wasn't it? Alright. Land movement phase, any order. So I said I could move this guy down here. I have an 8-4 and I have a 6-3 there. I have a 6-4 here that can move up here because even though it's mud, you know, or I move it there. That seems smarter. It could move 2 steps, but I don't have space for that. So now it's out of the monsoon area. And that was 1, 2. And I do need to get the boys up there. It'll be flipped. 3. I'm okay with it though. Let's wait with that one. We'll wait with that one until we don't have anything more useful to do. Like shoring up the lines. Okay, so this is not going to stay a 5-2 forever because the Chinese might be weak, but they're not stupid. So the question is what they might put in here. There's a 5 here. They could move the 3 down there. It's still going to be tremendous defense. This one is probably going to end up in Gui, and here we have something that could end up here in the Riverlands. So there's going to be a formidable set of defenses here. So this 5 is not going to be alone for long. We have 13 plus 14. And there are no 13 plus 14. That's a lot. It's a good attack. 13 plus 14. I know math. So that's 5-1 on the assault table. Let's do it. It's very simple. We don't get any bonuses for flipping. We have an HQ here who could provide HQ support, but it's assault table, so it's not really going to matter that much. 5-1, 6-1, still a 5-1. So I'm going to roll. It's a 50-50 chance that the Japanese get a breakthrough. And they do. Okay, that was the worst that could happen for the Chinese. Breakthrough, and they're going to lose a resource as well. In Tokyo, celebrations are loud as the news are coming in. So the Japanese are through. And that means one less resource for China. And one more resource for Japan. Which will make a lot of difference. And that is one of the 2 attacks that Japan can carry out this turn. Changsha is looking more and more juicy, isn't it? That's what I think it looks like. And nothing got flipped. In Italy, we have some troops on the ground in North Africa. But do we have enough? The answer, I think, is a no. So we are going to do our 2 naval. Italy has 1 naval. Okay. Our 1 naval. From Trieste. 1, 2, 3, 4. And where are we going to land with these guys? I think we're actually going to land with them on the border of Tunisia, because we don't trust the whole French situation. And who knows, it might develop into something bad. Or it might develop into something where Italy wants to take advantage. That is also a possibility. So, that's the thing. Germany! Are we going to do a land or a combined or something? Germany has submarines that cannot be used on anything around here because... Oh, look, we hadn't actually placed these British reinforcements. Oops, I'd forgotten about that. That's a little bit embarrassing. The New Zealanders are amazing. Unfortunately, they're in New Zealand, which is very far away indeed. Indians not as impressive perhaps, but nonetheless present and accounted for. Alright. Germany is probably gonna do a land impulse because no use for all the submarines at this particular time. First of all, what is on the menu? A combined will be interesting because there are French factories to bomb. Ground strike action, first of all. Okay. And we have ourselves, let's not forget, some pretty potent tactical bombers here that can go in over... That's a 4 to flip. Needless to say, the Polish will now send out their air force to stop the flipping. So, front fighter. That'd be 5 points in total. Here's a gamble. We have the Germans. They have... an air force of 7 in total, right? Front fighter, like that. Which is bad, but if this air force and that air force do not get flipped, that's a full 9 more to defend the capital. So let's try that. It's a desperate gamble, but let's try that. So, the Polish Air Force is coming out. They are flying biplanes against Messerschmitt 109s in a desperate fight here. They have a -3, but they start the rolling. Why aren't these dice blue? Let's go over here. I don't know why I'm going over on this side, but they have blue dice here, and we need that. Okay, so let's check. We'll put all the dice in here at once, and go! Okay, an 11 versus a 6. Oh my god. 11 on a -3 is Defender destroyed. So Defender destroys his front fighter or bomber. Wow. The Polish heroes do it again. And 6 for the Germans on a +3 is attacker clears through, which is useless. So that's like the worst possible result for the Germans. They're going to lose their eminent Messerschmitts here. Messerschmitts 109s are going down in flames in exchange for nothing. And now the odds are even. We need to get these through. Okay, that settled it. A 9 on a 0 is Defender aborts. So the German Air Force that is remaining is going home. But the Germans rolled a 2, so they destroy the aircraft. So the brave Polish pilots gave their lives in the skies above Warsaw to defend the capital to the last. And they managed to take a bunch of Messerschmitts with them. I'm gonna flip this plane, but this will get through and will be able to do its bombing run. So 4s. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's see. 4 dice, top to bottom. I'm just gonna have that. So top. It's a hit. Under that, it's a miss. Middle, it's a hit. And bottom, it's a miss. That kind of was average-ish. So this one is flipped. And... wait, what did I roll again? I rolled... a 3, that was a hit. So this one is flipped. A 5, that is a miss. This is a 5, right? And then, because that's how we organize things. And then a 4, that is a hit. So the headquarters flipped. And then a 5, that is a miss. Oh, and then there's one more die for the final infantry in there. Which is also a miss. Okay, now it's worse than statistically. Should be. But the HQ is flipped, so there will be a +1, and they can't reorganize. So it'll be a +1 on the attack. But, unfortunately, this aircraft is very much in play. Eek. Okay, that was the ground strike. Aircraft rebase phase. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need more Luftwaffe, guys. We need more Luftwaffe. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, what would the odds be for an attack now? The one good thing we can say is that the Polish will not be able to support their bombers on a mission. So there will actually be German air superiority. We have here a lot of troops. Not surprisingly. Can move these guys into the forest there. We don't really need to attack those guys because we're gonna win the whole thing anyway. But what we do want is to have as many troops on Warsaw as possible, right? And as good troops on Warsaw as possible. We don't really need the tanks. Kesselring is joining. Maybe I should have had these guys in the west instead, but it's what it is now. There might be some casualties. They might still be needed in the second column. We know they have 13 in defense, and if they get their aircraft through, it's going to be 18 in defense. We have... Wait, no, that's 9. We have 9 because of the river. This is why you want to attack Warsaw first impulse. Plus 9. Plus 8. Plus 14. Oh, Ronstadt. Yes, please. We could put him here as well. Nope. I saw these guys. Okay, now I have to recalculate everything. 9 plus 8 plus 14 plus 13 plus 16. That's 68. 68 against whatever it will be. And then we can add extra 6. The Polish will obviously go up to defend, which means that the Luftwaffe will go up as well. The Polish don't have any fighters to fight the Luftwaffe with anymore. So let's see how this combat goes. 6 against 2 is a +4 to Germany. Certainly that should be enough, right? You never know. It's World in Flames. RNG can be horrible. So let's go. +4 to Germany. -4 to... so that is a 7 against a 9. Okay. 7. Attacker clears through. Against a 9 on a -4. Nothing. Okay, so the German bombers get through, which adds 6 more to our assault. We now have 74. There are still Polish bombers here that want to get through, so let's roll again. That is a 7 and a 9. 7 on a +4. Yeah, that's attacker clears through again, which... And then I rolled a 9, didn't I? Yep. A 9 on a -4. Nothing. We keep fighting up here. Frt, frt, frt. The Polish bombers. Oh my god. The Polish bombers are dynamite. It's mutual destruction, I think. 4 on the +4. Defender X. So the Polish bombers are dead. But on a -4, so are the German... I guess it's 1/10 or something. But all of these planes go up in flames. That's a really good aircraft too, isn't it? We've lost 2 elite Messerschmitt squadron fighters wings for the German Luftwaffe. This is terrible. But the Polish Air Force is pretty much done. And now we're looking at 74 versus 13. No extra bonuses for the Polish, which is in fact 5-1 on the assault table. No bonuses. Yeah, one bonus because we have the flipped HQ. So 6. Okay, that's over for Warsaw. Right there. Yeah. 2 and shattered. It's not quite over actually because 2... Yeah, it's shattered, so... But the losses in terms of Luftwaffe were... So I guess I'm gonna take the white print and shatter that one. And of course the fighter is dead. Going back there. And symbolically, this unit goes on the production spiral to arrive next turn. But that's very symbolically because Poland will be conquered before that. Even we're adding it there symbolically as a symbol of Polish resistance. Stories will be sung. I guess this means that our friend Karl Voss will drive in to Warsaw. No flipping, no anything. That is it. There's no point in attacking these guys. They're just gonna surrender at the end of the turn, as it were. So that was the first impulse for Germany, and yeah, no, we're not attacking anything down here because that's just foolish. Why would we do that? No point at all. So we go to the first Allied impulse. And let's see what the Allies can do. 2 moves in China. I do want to have a little bit of better... Okay, yeah, we have that situation. We have that situation. And this situation is no good in any way, shape, or form. At all. What are their odds on attacking Changsha? Very good indeed. But if they get that hex, it gets even better. If they get that hex, okay, so we're flanked. The river is no longer a protection. Not really. But we only have 2 moves with the Chinese. And this guy can only go 1 step, so it won't be able to get there to plug the gap. This guy can... That's 1 step. But is it worth it? Because then this place is also open for attack. Is that what I have to do here? Do I have to move like that? That subjects the 3-2 to an attack, obviously. But this is land that we can afford to lose. And it would be much preferable, I think, to channel the Japanese attack to go here than to go here, because then Changsha is in real danger. So that would be 2 moves then, just to fill the gap, just to hold the line, as desperate as it is. This 3-2 is toast, and everybody knows it. But it buys a little bit of time, and there's no resource to be lost here. Whereas there's an entire factory to be lost here, and a city as well. I have to think about it, but I think that is the move. I think that is the move. It's gonna be this river line next, isn't it? It's not easy being... It's not easy being green. I'm gonna move that one there, and there. Zhukov goes there as well. We could always send Jeremenko to... Oh, they came here last... didn't they? Last turn. And they came there last turn. So... let's send them by rail too. Oh, Leningrad? No reason to fret, Finland. None at all. Rokossovsky. 1, 2, 3. One, two. That's 2 units moved. 3 with Zhukov. So I have 2 more to move. And that's Minsk, isn't it? That's 1. Oh no, I can't do another. Or how many rail actions do I have with the USSR on a combined? 1. Okay, fair enough. So, we gotta stay here. Oh, we can move that one there. That's 5. Just a little bit of your shuffling along the lines there. The Polish are doomed. And I guess the only thing they can really do is a brave suicide attack on the Fallschirmjäger here in the woods, which is 9 points. They have... it's going to be a 1-to-1 attack. It's really just a desperation to mark their discontent with everything. They roll a 3 on the assault. And they lost a unit. If they had rolled a 4, they would have done something else. And also they get flipped. That marks the end of Polish resistance, in effect. The French. What do we want to do here? There is Air Force. There is a lot of sneaky Air Force. We have... I think the French are actually going to do a combined, which sounds weird, but hear me out. France gets to move 1 naval move and is at war, so that means literally all of these ships at once. 1, 2, 3. That's where we drop the sub off. 4. And 5. Like, if the Germans come out into the North Sea, the French Navy will be ready for them. We're not going to get through these units anytime soon. But we could cause some mayhem by, for example, trying to flip this stack. I think I'm going to keep the... So let's go and try to flip some units here. The strategic bombers seem like a good place to start. Obviously, there is Luftwaffe here. We're not going to bring all of it up. We're bringing one up. Which means that France can bring a lot. Oh, okay. So there's... Now we want to save some French Air Force for the eventuality of German Luftwaffe coming back here, but it's still advantage France, right? With a 6 against a 5. And we are going to roll, and that's going to be a -1, 7, a -1 for the Luftwaffe. Defender clears through. So whatever happens, this bomber gets through, and that's going to be it. And we rolled a 6 for the French on a +1. Which is attacker clears through, which there's nothing to clear through. So this is a very unsatisfying result, let's call it. Nothing in undecided. The French airmen do not have nearly the same luck in the sky as the Polish. But now the bombers get to try their thing. And top unit, it's a 3 we're looking for. Yes, it is flipped. The middle unit is not flipped, and the last unit is not flipped. Okay. They did something, I would say. Flipping at least one strategic bomber is not too bad. As for land moves, I don't see that there's a whole lot that France might want to do here. Honestly, because the Maginot Line holds, and that's that. We're not going to do anything else adventurous here. The Commonwealth is going to have to send transports to New Zealand. That's just how it's going to have to be. We have an Aussie there, that's fine. Okay, so this transport will sail 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or 1, 2, 3, and 4. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be a long time before that infantry corps gets to anywhere useful. But when that happens, we'll be ready for them, right? Other than that, the Commonwealth doesn't really have a whole lot to... I guess we can... These Indians, I believe they are allowed to be in Burma as well, so... I could rail one of them. Oh, look, it even says Burma on these guys, so... There you are. You're in Mandalay now. And that is, as they say, it for the Allied impulse. Things will go faster now, I predict, because the big war in Europe, the first big war in Europe is coming to an end, even though the war with France is still going on. Will this mean that Germany will have to declare war on some more countries before the end of the turn? Who knows? We'll find out before this stream is over. The Japanese have... This is a very tempting target, isn't it? We have... But it doesn't lead anywhere, right? That's the thing. It's just empty ground. Whereas this and this, those are gains. So we have 15 here against 3. That's 5 to 1. And now we can flip units too. So let's start with a ground strike here. Yeah, that's a miss. And a miss. Japanese Air Force, shows itself as incapable as ever of hitting a ground target. Lots of bombs released, mostly just empty, nothing's hit. That was the ground strike phase. We do have a naval phase. Don't know if there's anything in particular I want to do with the naval phase right now, because we're doing a combined. I suppose I could prepare certain things, but it's a long way to US entry into the war, isn't it? 3 land moves with Japan. One. Should I wait until I've actually done all the fighting? Yes, I think so. So that 3, okay. That's a lone 6. That's a lone 3. I can move this one like that. And this one like that. That's 2 moves. And then I can move this one like that. That's 3 moves. Because we're going away from the bad weather and into the clear weather. So that's 3 moves. That's all the moves I'm going to get there. And then 5 to 1 on the 3-2. So we can really encircle Changsha and pose a threat to the heartlands here. Let's go. It's a 2! Because of course it is. 1 each. That is all we needed, isn't it? But it's still blistering losses for the Japanese, because that's a 7-4. And this unit is flipped. It won't stay flipped, of course, because Ushijima is right here. So we will unflip that. But it means that I also can't step in there in a timely manner, because I lost the infantry because I rolled. Japan is getting diced. And that was the second attack that Japan could do this turn, so there's not going to be any more attacks. Which is a good thing to keep in mind. I wish I had my Marines that I could just step over there right now. But it's also such a long way to go. That was it. That was the Japanese offensive. They tore up the lines here in the central plains of southern China, south of Changsha. And that was it. Ooh, did we just lose the unit which had our Sergeant Sato in it? I think we did. 14th. I think he was in the 14th Army. So I guess Sergeant Sato got to see a lot of action this time. Is he dead now? Maybe. Okay, that was the Japanese. The Italians. We have problems on so many levels here. We are shipping more troops to North Africa. Lots of troops now in North Africa. The French should have moved these guys up here. during their impulse. I forgot about that, but that's okay. Because these guys will be very much needed elsewhere. Okay. The Germans. We're gonna march west. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a land, obviously, because everybody's going. Ground strikes? No. I could eventually send out the German Navy here to attack some French ships. But to do that, I would have to do a combined. And that is not what I'm going to do right now, because it's just not that efficient. So in land it is, and on the land we can do 1 aircraft rebase. We know this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. No, 2, because it's 2 to step into forest, right? Yep. 2. Get stuck there immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Berlin. Voss, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Berlin. Notice how I'm not railing anything, because there's so many impulses left. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. 1. 1. 1. Let's just keep these guys. So for the symbolic value, if nothing else. It's almost like I'm putting up a defensive line against the Soviets here, even though we don't have a non-aggression pact yet. So I guess I should put these guys here. It's just in case. It's just in case they get any funky ideas. So that was that. 1 aircraft rebase I've already done. That will be it for land moves. What do we have here? 12. I have 14. 13 plus 15 is 28 plus 12. It's 40 against 12. It's 3 to 1. I'm not sure I feel super good about those odds. Not super good at all. So, the second Allied impulse is coming. And of course, the Allies can't do a whole heck of a lot this time either, except here. So, 1 step out of Changsha here. What are we getting reinforcements into Changsha next turn? Feels like that. Yes, we are. So, that's going to be fine. And then we have 1 more move to make. I think it's gonna have to be like that, honestly. Because there's no reason to lose this 3-2 for... They can't attack us, so we can keep this one here. Let's do that for now. And secure some more territory here. No, this one doesn't get flipped. It's fine. It's fine down there. Alright, that is what's going on with the allies here. France can't really get anywhere. What France can do is to try and whittle down. But here comes the entire German army, so we're going to do another combined instead. And just send this ship over here. It has now been used. And that means that we can also rail this boyo up to Reims, for example. Not a bad place to be. Yeah, that's the only navy we get to move with France, so no aircraft carrier this turn. The Soviets... Our Captain Morozov is going to Siberia on a railroad. You know what? I have consistently forgotten to add the Siberians to the Soviet force pool after the Non-Monhan incident. No, I'll probably... what am I doing? Everything's slipping out of my hands. White print infantry. Which ones are the Siberians? I think it's 4 of them, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up more carefully. Which ones the Siberians are, because it's gonna matter for Soviets. Anyway, because there's a whole bunch of fun stuff here, like all of these guys. But I think it's like only 4 of them that count as Siberians, if I remember correctly. I'm just not sure. So I think it's 4. I'm gonna add 4 just because I can, and then I'm gonna straighten it out later on in case. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. They end up in the infantry pool. Like, where was I? Oh, the Soviets are doing some moves. We can move this guy up here. That's 1 move. We can move this guy up here. That's 3, 4. One rail move with Zhukov. Oh, here's Koniev, good old Koniev. None of these were good old, they were all terrible people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And again, France. Let's shuffle some stuff. From Saarbrücken. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is Sergeant Dufour is leaving Saarbrücken behind. It's now slightly less well defended, but we can see what's coming, right? You know what? We're not going to do that until what's coming has actually arrived properly, right? So let's keep it like this for now. Hold the line. Hold the line for as long as you can, people of France. Your motherland is counting on you. 1, 2, 3. The Moroccans up to the coast. We need one more infantry. Britain, could you join already? Nope. Apparently not. Okay. That is the third impulse for the Axis. And now, Japan is out of attacks. Cannot attack any further. We'll go with this one there because it's been bugging me for a long time. That's one move. We'll go with this one to Shanghai. That's two moves. And three. Metsu will have to... These guys are technically out of supply now because it's more than 2 hexes away. So they can't attack. But Umetsu just needs to take that one step. Having a tank sitting there is useless, but that's going to be for next impulse. And we do have aircraft rebasing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that we can activate the paratroopers again when needed. And that is, I believe, it for the Japanese war machine this time. Italy doesn't really have anything in particular to do right now. The infantry is in place in North Africa. They would need one more HQ, really, not to build one. Romania. This is a problem. Who controls Romania? I think Romania is under French control right now. You gain the effects. You control the minor country when playing. May use any resources and red factories in that minor country which are not committed to another major power by economic agreement. Ah. You gain the effects. Plus you may use any resources in that except those committed to another. In turns its initiative is less than yours. On turns your initiative is lower, they don't get to use any resources. Okay, so for now, the German resources in Romania are safe. For now. Romania is allied with France. If France can move Romania 1, 2, 3, 4 more steps, it can be joined in on the French side. That would be something. Anyway, we were doing the third Axis impulse. And Japan is done. And Italy is done. So it's Germany. Okay. How do we want to spin this? How do we want to do this, folks? 6-4 Mountaineer that I don't really have any use for right there. But anyway, it's going to be another land. No surprises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the Hermann Göring. It's a division in real life, but okay, it's a corps now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Karl Voss arrives in Cologne. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's the thing. We know that the moment that Germany declares war on the Netherlands or Belgium, the Low Countries, the Commonwealth will declare war right back because they're both guaranteed and or allied with. Which means that we could get Brits getting into the Baltic, and we can't have that now, can we? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are all in Kiel, really. 1, 2, 3. Kesselring slowly making his way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. The infantry is not keeping up, and the HQs are definitely not keeping up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. I gotta stay there. Okay. I don't think we have enough troops to attack the Low Countries yet. The infantry needs to catch up. So the Low Countries might just survive another... As well as Denmark, I might add. This is the phony war right now. We're just looking at each other across the gulf of horribleness. Allied side, turn might end after this. I'm seriously considering moving this guy back, because we don't know. Do we have a reroll initiative? No, we don't. Huh. Move this guy over there, and this guy over there, maybe. I hate to give up that hex, but... feels like it's just too risky right now. Okay, the French, what will they do? We've done a lot of combines this time. It's obvious that they're gonna come through there now, so it's time to do this move here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We have 1 unit in Reims, which I don't think is enough, but that's the only place where they'll only have a single hex to attack. We'll put Béarn out here with the rest of the French Navy very bravely. The French are bracing, basically, right now. That's what they're doing. The British, we are ready to go. We just need to have the treaty with the French, all that sort of thing. We have a level 1 treaty with them, not a level 2 treaty with them, and it's just been like that. Next turn we could sign a level 2 treaty with them, unless the Germans attack there and so on. That would be bad. Yeah, I think that is basically it for the allies here. Are we gonna send... No, I'm gonna keep that. It's a 3. It's not really that significant, is it? We'll need to build another fighter, though, to pick up the slack here. I did say I was gonna send Rokossovsky over, so let's do that. Some reshuffling here with the Soviets. And that is it for the Allies. Will the turn end now? It's a 1 to end it. And it doesn't. I know the Allies do want it to end, but they are not in luck yet. Okay. I could send this 7-4 down to... What? Okay. To Taiwan is where I can send it. Or I can just step it 2 steps. So now we have some control there, so we can go 1, 2, and that's as far as that gets. Is this a city? No, it's not. So 1, 2, 1. We have opened up supply to the northern forces again. That is as far as we get with the Japanese. I didn't even step in there. That's how important that was. Italy. Think, is there anything else I want to do with Italy? Declaring war on France would be interesting, but there's no point until we have a more cohesive treaty structure with Germany. We're gonna need panzers in Belgium, definitely. So I guess this is another land phase. One, 2, 3, 4, because that one is useless there. 1, 2. Oh, and like that. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we even have enough troops to attack the Low Countries this turn? I don't really know. Don't fret, Denmark. No reason to fret. One, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is the problem. Our HQs are not keeping up. I could do air transports with the Fallschirmjäger. I'm gonna have to, I guess. 6 hexes. It's either that or just rail them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Where would I want to stop? But lower, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Magdeburg, apparently. They're not taking part in any air assault this turn. How many units am I getting with Germany next turn? Some. That's good. I'm gonna need them to break through the lines here. But I will have a surprise impulse, and there will be no rivers counting towards the surprise. I didn't declare war this impulse, so that's just a fact at this point in time. So we have to see if the turn ends or not. No. Can't do that with a blue die, have to do it with the black die. It does not. Allied impulse. Allied. What is it? It's how many times? 1, 2, 3, fourth impulse. We get a lot of impulses this time. Stack him up in China here. I don't want to abandon this forest area because then they can pour in and do all sorts of harm. So let's not do that. Right now the French can only watch in dismay as the German forces are massing on the western borders. They're not allowed to enter Belgium. We could do another ground strike here to hamper German effectiveness. Germany only has that 1-4 left. And we have plenty of French. So why not? The turn is soon over anyway. We'll send some French aircraft to support. So it'll be a 5 against a 4. So the Luftwaffe is actually outgunning this guy at the moment. This is because of what the Polish did. They just rolled mad good. Luftwaffe has been decimated to a shadow of its former self. So, +1 to the French. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's going to be enough for the French this time. +1 to the French, and I rolled a what to the French? I rolled 5. Defender aborts. Okay. That's something, which is the Luftwaffe goes home. But the Luftwaffe rolled 4 on the -1, which is attacker aborts. Okay, so we're gonna send this one home. To Paris you go. Not that it matters, they're exactly the same for all other intents and purposes. The rest of the French Air Force, the French bombing campaign gets through, and we're gonna roll 2s. Top unit. Missed. Then we get to the armies. Top army is hit, but not the other one. So the French have managed to disrupt, in fact. The Hermann Goering Corps, which is really annoying for the Germans. Speaking of the whole plans to invade Belgium and the Netherlands. Because there is obviously plans to invade the Belgium and the Netherlands. Let's not beat around the bush. It doesn't get more obvious than this. That was the brave attempt of... Oh! We have another possible ground strike here. Bearn. Can they? Can they strike? I think they can. Ground strikes. Ground strike phase. Let's see now. The CV performing a ground has its air quartered, half for tactical factors and half for a ground strike. And defending units are under the effect of surprise. Okay, that's fine. Why shouldn't we? It's a 1 to hit them, but it's a 1, so, you know, why not use it? Use it or lose it, right? Oh, look at that! They actually hit the top unit. The French Air Force, the French Naval Air hits a German unit which is disrupted by the attack. It's the German 11th Infantry Corps. Oh man, that has to be a bit embarrassing for the Germans. It was done. And that is basically it. I don't even know if it's going to matter in the long run, because now we're going to see if the turn ends or not. Unless, wait, the Soviets, do they have anything else to do here? Anything to add at all? Could move this one there. And this one there. That's 2 moves. Oh, I could move this one there. That's 3 moves. And I think that's it. Alright, let's go. Let's see if the turn ends or not. It does not. Turn that never ended. Okay, Axis 5th impulse, I think? Okay. Now we're stepping in here. 1, 2, 3. That's literally all the moves I had. I still haven't gotten all the stuff into position after all this time. I have 1 more move to go there, and I have 1 guy go there, and just a lot of dudes to go to different places. The reshuffling never ends. What else do we have? Italy's fine. Italy doesn't really need to move anything else. Italy needs more infantry at home. Stat. France has used its air capacity as best as it could. There is nothing left but to wait for the desperate onslaught of the Germans, and Britain can just sit and watch. Wait. We're doing the Axis now. We're not doing the... Italy's done. I don't need coffee, you do. Here, let's go with some coffee. Alright. We continue with our land impulses. This is a juicy target. It would be an interesting... The only time that Germany and the French Navy would be able to go toe-to-toe. But I would be outgunned, so it's not really an attractive proposition. So here comes the decisive question. Should we, or should we not, go to attack these 3 countries? I think the answer will have to be a yes, because it's going to be a surprise impulse, right? And surprise will be on our side, quite simply. Oh, look at that. You can't cross there, but you can cross there. I might need to have the German Navy out there after all. And if that's true, then I won't be able to attack Denmark this impulse, will I? They have 2 defense. I'll be half the Costa Strait. So I'll have 8. Still 4-1. Still 4-1. 4-1 on the assault table. I should be able to, but it's gonna be expensive. Very expensive. If I do a combined now, If I attack these guys, I have to attack Denmark too. Do I have enough force to attack Denmark right now? I can't get better than that unless I do the naval, in which case I'm gonna get better than that. Because then I get another 6 points, so I would get 8 plus 6 is 14 against 2. I know they only have a 2 on the assault, so that's 7 to 1. And that's going to be enough to take Denmark. But for that I need to do a combined, which means that I can only move 6 units. Which also means that I don't want to... that I don't think it's a good idea, honestly. Let's see what the Belgians have. They have 3 units. The Dutch have more, don't they? No, they don't. It's 9. The rivers won't count. But if I only can move 6 units, I would need to do a land to be able to do the attacks properly. Is it worth losing an 8-4? Fortune favors the bold, right? Let's do a reactionary declaration of war on all 3 these minor countries. Denmark, Netherlands, and Belgium. Boom! Here we go. It's on. We want to get through. I know it's like the last impulse of the turn or something very close to it. But I'm gonna do it. Rivers do not count. And we're gonna do a land, because I don't have time for dilly-dallying with the land troops. Which means that Germany is gonna have to do a reactionary declaration of war on 3 countries again, next impulse, next political turn. So 1, 2, 1, 2. The French are not united with these units yet. I'm gonna have to use, you know what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good. One. These are all aircraft, right? Nope, that's a bomb. That's a tank. Okay. Zone control there. But I want to strike across the river immediately so we can get rid of the Liège defense. That is imperative, so that 9-6 goes there. Get stuck in zone of control, of course. And we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And what else do we got? I have a 6 here that cannot. Okay. Can get over there or here. Can get over there. That's where it can do some good. 1, 2. Yep. Manstein. One, 2, 3. 1, 2 with Ronstadt. Or Paris. 1, 2, 3. We're now in Düsseldorf. I'm not doing any ground strikes right now. Okay, back you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Kesselring is just really slow. Let's put him in Berlin so he can rail if needed. So this would be 8 plus potentially 4 would be 12, 6 to 1, which is 5 to 1 on the assault table. So eight plus 4 is 12 against 2 is 6 to 1. 8, yeah, so it's the difference between a 5 to 1. So that's good to know. 16 plus 15. Plus 15. That's 31 versus 9. That's just 3 to 1. If we put in these two here, we will have 40 versus 9, which is 4 to 1. So 4 to 1, 4 to 1. And here we would have 17, and that freaking bomb run really messed things up, didn't it? Plus 8. 17 plus 8. That we can do. Plus 14 is 39 versus 4. That would be 9 to 1. So those are good odds. If we want to do the 14 plus 8, then it's 22 versus 4, which is still fine. Okay, so we will use, that's going to be 5 to 1. This is going to be 17 plus 15 plus 16. 48 against 9. That's 5 to 1. So it's going to be 3 5 to 1 attacks, basically. I can even... I might want to have that one later for Liège. Yep. So 3 5 to 1s. Start with Copenhagen. That is not the roll. A 2. A 2 on the assault table. 1 each. Disaster. Absolute disaster. The Danes die, but look at what they take with them. Because I roll a 2. Flip. That was one of the elite German infantry troops right there. Okay, 5-1 against Holland. That's a 4. On the assault. That's 2 shattered, so that's more like it. And nobody's flipped. The ships will have to go somewhere. Wonder if they can make it all the way over to the Dutch East Indies. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2. One, 2, 3. Really? Where are the arrows here? That's Panama. That's the Caribbean Sea. But you can't. Okay, you have to go to North America first. Fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. They're evacuating. Dutch defenders dead. And then we had the 5-1 against the Belgians. And that's a 4. We are across the Meuse. And that's a 2 and shattered. So, again, no flipped Germans. Tanks are across. And that is the situation at the end of that impulse. The Netherlands will be conquered, Denmark will be conquered, Belgium not yet. But the important work for Belgium has been done. Getting across the river. Alright, let's see if the turn ends. It does not. The Allies will get their impulse. There's nothing left to do in China. The Soviets are pleased with how things are, generally speaking. The French are not pleased with how things are, generally speaking, but they can't do anything because Belgium is not, in fact, allied with France. And there is a 6 here. It's lonely. We have 12 plus 9. That's 21. We don't have any air force to back it up. But 21 against 6 is a 3-1. He has this to back it up. Yeah, no. No point at all. No point at all. He will do instead is slowly move some of these HQs. Okay, so George there, the goal here. But we'll stay in the Maginot Line for now. Yeah, the French are nervous now. We're not gonna lie, the French are very nervous. We can't move into Belgium to do anything because the Belgians are not allied with anyone. Knew this was going to come home to roost. Germany, the Commonwealth declares a reactionary war on Germany, of course. Hardly surprising at all. That means that the Commonwealth is now at war. The Commonwealth doesn't really have anywhere to land troops right now because none of these various countries allow that type of access. But we can, at the very least, sortie the fleet. Can't go into the Baltic Straits, though, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because that has already been closed off. But we can send aircraft carriers and the home fleet out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Commonwealth joins the war. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One. 2. Let's see now. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The German sub can get 1, 2, 3. It can get down there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have some escorts out. That is a British naval action. And we can attempt to do some mayhem with these guys attacking here. There's nothing to defend, so rolls of 1. It's not going to be a surprise round for Germany because Germany was already at war on this continent, on this map. So rolls of 1. That's a miss, and another miss. We tried. It's interesting that the British flyers were worse than the French. But they tried. So that is the glorious moment of the Commonwealth declaring war on Germany. That's all we get. For now. It will end on a 3. And it ends. The turn is over, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. The turn is over. It was a long summer turn, but it is now over. The Germans have not sent out any U-boats against the British yet. We have partisan face. Let's see if there are any partisans that any of the Axis have to worry about. 4. Norway, UK, Hungary, Poland. Italian East Africa, Australia, Manchuria, and China. Yeah, that's like all of it. So let's roll for Italian East Africa. If I roll a 1, we don't have to worry about it there. Ah! That was 1 suppressed partisan. Poland. We have 1, 2, 3. Wait, partisan fate. Poland is not occupied yet, is it? Oh, I guess it still matters. 4. 4. Yeah, that partisan is also suppressed. Manchuria, that would be 2 units, right? So that resource is not getting to Japan. We have 1, 2, 3 units here that can, in fact... Ah, I can count these 2. 3, 4, 5. 5 units for China. Oh, okay, so the Japanese lose 2 resources to partisans this turn. That is really annoying for them. Okay, convoy attack phase, no. US entry phase, yes. We now have another ally in this fight. We now have three democracies involved here. It has been, and it's July, August, so now it's 2 years, so +2. And +2 more, that's +4. -1 for Japanese 6, so it's a +3 in that. So 5 is an 8. That's +2 US entry. Where do we want those to go? Do we want the +2 to go to Germany or Japan? I think we go to Japan, don't we? There we go. So that's going to be 85. And that gives us a 16. -23. And an effective of 5 against Germany. And that is it. We're not going to play any US entry actions now. Production phase. Let's go. The US has really gotten beaten up by not being able to gear up this entire year yet. Now has a +2 money. And needs to launch this one in September, October of 39. So doesn't have to actually launch anything right now, which means that we're not gonna build anything either. This one has to be ready in May, June 42, so it has to be launched in 40. Yeah. We're just gonna recuperate this turn. We're not gonna build a thing with the US. We're just gonna recuperate the losses from all these attempts to gear up. Is the Commonwealth sending money to China? I think the answer is yes. So we have 21 production, so it's going to have 15 money. And it's going to need so much of everything. The Commonwealth is now at war, which means that the Commonwealth... Oh, you know what? I forgot. The Commonwealth is now at war, which means that the Commonwealth can now... Oh, they haven't even read. I guess they could get up on this transport, though. No, they can't, because that's a land move, and we did a naval. Okay. July, August 1939 is now, so this one has to, the keel to these battleships have to get down. That's 5 money. And I believe there was also a... Yes. No! Oh, November, December. That's fine. March and April 41. Yeah, we don't have to build any of those. Good. But I will build a light surface because we're soon going to take a lot of a beating from all those convoy attacks. So let's finish up one of these guys. That is 4 more money. And now we have then 2 ships built. I don't know that we're going to build any aircraft right now. How much infantry? Do we have HQs everywhere? I think we have an HQ there. We have an HQ there. And we already have a strategic bomber. It's lovely. Gee. France needs to hold, but will it? Should I build aircraft or... You know what? At least 1 infantry, right? So, at least 1 infantry. It's an Australian! All the best infantry. They have amazing infantry, to be clear, but it's going to be an infantry that's very far away. Okay, +4 production for the French. They don't have any infantry left to build. They have no... They have a para left to build. An armor. No HQ. Tactical bomber. We have seen the tactical bombers can be effective. Or we can just hold on to the money because we're gonna need it in the future and build nothing. That seems weird though. Okay, let's get another battleship done here from the repair pool. Naval repair. That's 4 money. Something to use the money on, and it might actually end up being free French down the line, so it's not a terrible idea. And it might come in before the end of the war as well, so that's another good reason. Okay, USSR has 13 money! And what did we build last time? 2 infantry. I could do that. And an armor. You know what? 1 armor. One fighter, because we have those in spades to build, and 1 infantry. Very nice and even. And it will be one of the Siberians, which is lovely. Yeah, we never had a Spanish Civil War in this one. Spain has been nice and peaceful all along, and I'm sure the Spanish are very happy about that. Okay, we have 6, that's 3 production per turn now, isn't it? Because we lost another resource. I think we only have 6 resources left from China. 1... 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So that's 3 production per turn now. But we also get 3 from Commonwealth, so it's going to be 6 in total. So that's 8 money. And with that, we're going to build 2 infantry because we desperately need 2 infantry. Those are both nationalists. We actually needed a communist, but that's okay. They're in there somewhere. They'll come out when you least expect it. Germany! Oh, Germany. 21 production. We'll sit at plus 16. Lost all the Luftwaffe this time. We'll have to build a fighter. Positively lootly 1, at least. Wait, did we shuffle that one? Shuffle. Boom. There we go. Okay, now it's fair. We built 3 infantry last turn. We can do that again. 2, 3. And we can build this militia. Huh. I don't need that right now. Another HQ would not sit in the wrong place, would it? So let's go with that. It's Rommel! Rommel joins the fray. Fighter, 3 infantry, and Rommel. Italy, oh Italy. 7 production. That's 10 money. Does not need to build that thing yet. We'll build another light surface ship. Because we can. We'll build another HQ. And that is apparently it. Unless I want to build an infantry as well, but I think I'm fine actually. And finally Japan. Lost 2 production this time because of freaking partisans, so only 10 money. January, February 42. That's going to take a while. December 40, so it has to start 39. We're fine. How many transports are on the way right now for Japan? None. Alright. What did I build last time? I built a ship, 2 infantry. Let's build a transport. And why not a light surface? And apparently that's it for this time. See, we have to prepare for America. Japanese did not build any infantry this time, but 2 ships. And that is all for production. We are done. And return to base phase. We are returning this one to base. We are returning... You know what? We're returning this one to this base. And that one to that base as well. Because we can. Over here, there are no British units out there. I guess the French will go to Brest. That is a major port that can support all of these units, including the submarine, though the sub might not be terribly useful. And the British will return to Scapa Flow because there's no real point in going anywhere else. Not with everyone, though. We're gonna keep a couple of units out here, just in case they get any funny ideas. And that goes for these guys too, I think. No, they wanted to be there. Okay. And I think we're gonna keep this escort out there as well, on the odd chance slash risk. The Italians are going home to Taranto, it seems. This Dutch transport will sink in the ocean, sadly. Might this get anywhere? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So close. There's right there, but nope. Okay, so they're all done. The Dutch Navy would not see much use this war, sadly. But the Danes just murdering one of the top infantry corps. That's gotta sting, right? It's gotta sting something horribly. Final reorganization. Everything is unflipped. We have ourselves a very real war in Europe now, friends. But France is armed to the teeth. Could not be better prepared. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Britain. So there's that. And that is it, my friends. Thank you for hanging out so long and watching this entire summer turn go by. We will continue coverage of this next time. It's September, October 1939. Germany is a little bit ahead of the curve. Conquest phase here. Poland is gone. Denmark gone. The Netherlands gone. Do the Netherlands have a resource here anywhere? Yes, it does. Look at that. There's actually another resource into the German cash box right there. And the Belgians lost a resource too. I didn't even pay attention to that. Look at that. Resources 23. 10 factories. Yep, that's 2 more money for Germany. Look at that. Very nice. Alright. Anyway. It's going to be all sorts of declarations of war on small countries next political turn, I'm sure, from Germany. It's going to be expensive, and that's life. And everybody's going to be very angry. So I'll welcome you back next week for more action from the war room as World War II has seriously kicked off by now. See you then.